Hello, English students! I'm sorry, I had to do it. I had to talk in a British accent. Anyway. Sorry. So this week is week 10, and you are in your 4th week with this little devil right here. Mythology by Edith Hamilton. So this week I've decided to have you read the Trojan War, or about the Trojan War. Now, I have a hard time with this because I just can't get over the fact that this war could have been completely avoided. Completely avoided. I mean, you'll read about it, and I included some videos, some student-made video about the Trojan War, and then some other videos about the fall of Troy. Anyway, this whole thing could have been avoided because we have. It starts out with Aphrodite, Hera, and Athena. Sorry, and they want to know which one of them is the fairest of the three. And so they go to Zeus because he typically handles these sorts of issues. And but I have a hard time because Zeus, I mean, they say, you know, he was very wise in doing this, where he said, "Oh, why don't you go to this other guy, Paris? He'll judge you." But I have a hard time because one of the 3 women was his wife. Granted, it's also his sister. But still, and I know he had some weird love affairs with people, mortals and things, which I don't condone, but if one of the 3 women who's asking, which one of us is the most beautiful, if one of those women is your spouse, you have a free ticket to say, well, my dear wife, Hera, she is the fairest of the 3, but please understand that you all are beautiful. He could have handled it like that or something. And of course Aphrodite and Athena would have understood. Hopefully. You know, they probably would have been a little heartbroken, but they would have been like, it's his wife. We know secretly that we're beautiful. So I just have a hard time with this because it all started with this. It all started, once again, just like all the other Greek myths, with women, you know. The curse to mankind. No, I'm just kidding. I love women. Anyway, I married one, right? So I just have a hard time because this whole Trojan War just got blown way out of proportion and just blew up and just, yeah, caused a huge mess. And it could have been avoided by Zeus, who wasn't thinking very clearly. Yes, he might be wise and stuff, but really? You missed that opportunity, Zeus. So you'll be reading about the Trojan War, see how it started, see some of the events that occurred during that war. Then you'll also be reading chapter 14, which is the fall of Troy. Many of you have heard of, you know, the great Trojan horse that was offered up as kind of a gift or a sacrificial gift to the gods, and they gave it to the city of Troy, and the Trojans just gratefully accepted that, and they're saying, wow, you know, yes, of course we'll let this gigantic horse into our city. So you'll read about that. Many of you maybe know about Trojan horses on your computers, which, if you think about what Trojan horses are in the computer technology world, it's something that kind of disguises itself and gets into your computer, and then it kind of just messes things up just a little bit and causes a lot of slowdown, can cause a lot of problems, much like the original Trojan horse. So you'll read about that, watch the little clips that I gave you, but it should be a doable week, just like every other week. I think it's about 25 pages worth of reading, so nothing too extensive. You'll take a couple quizzes again, 5 questions each, nothing really difficult, and you have your book to use. So yeah, we have one more week with mythology. Then we're going to wrap it up. Make sure you're working on your projects. I haven't received as many proposals for projects as I was hoping for, as I was expecting. So please get them in, because your projects are due November 4th. That's in 2 weeks. So that's on a Friday, 2 weeks, November 4th, right? So get those in. Please give me your proposals. So you just write up, here's what I'd like to do, is that okay? And I'll say, sure. Here's some guidelines that I would like you to fulfill in your project. Plain and simple, start working on it, boom. Should be an enjoyable process. And then after you do your project, or while you're doing your project, write up that one-page rationale. The rationale is just telling me why you did what you did and how it relates to Greek mythology, or to what you covered, and why what you did, kind of why you chose to do that, whether it's a talent that you have, or whether you thought it would really exemplify Greek mythology in a way. I don't know. So just tell me why you did what you did and how it reflects the mythology that you covered in your project. Make sure you get your book reports also due this Friday. It's worth a big chunk of your grade, so get those in. If you can do that, you're golden. You're golden for my class, okay? So have a great week 10. Next week is, or next Monday is Halloween. So there's going to be a special Halloween edition of this, whatever you want to call it, this weekly video. So I'm excited about that. Make sure you watch it. Tell your friends and family. No, I mean, it's not going to be that big, but I'm excited. It's going to be a Halloween edition. So have a great week 10.